Ben Hurd, hello.
Steve, it's so good to be back.
You've come back from a jaunt overseas at a time when Adelaide's quite cold. How are you keeping warm?
Well, the first thing I did when I got home was go out and get some ex-sheep shaped into some boots. Apparently made in Finland, of all places. So these are very local ex-sheep made into Blue Sheep brand of boots.
Wow.
And they are delicious.
I've got to learn more about them. Could you just take one of them off for us to talk about, please?
Oh, really?
Okay, because there was a brand on the back, Blue Sheep, hide boots, and one thing that strikes me is you're all about finding fuel sources that are carbon neutral.
Right.
That could fuel something.
Well, you know, I had a conversation with the folks in the store and they assured me that natural materials are the better way to go. But look, it's anyone who's owned a good pair of Uggs understands that that's part of the deal. It's a bit like wellies, isn't it? You know.
Look, and I can't complain. I've got a scarf,
Well,
which Maria from Cafe Belgiorno gave me in Mount Gambier, where we went down there.
Right.
You've got a rug up.
Well, you do at the moment. It's wild and woolly out there, and it's a long way from what most people think of for Australian weather tonight. Anyway,
It is. Do you mind if I give this back to you?
oh, would you?
I think what we need to find is somewhere safely to store this underground, so I can't smell it anymore.
Well, we might have just the place in South Australia in a little while.
Because that's what we talk about tonight a lot. The Royal Commission into the nuclear fuel cycle.
That's it.
A summary.
Look, we give a good recap of all the main findings of that Royal Commission, what it's recommending for South Australia, and I certainly talk about where I see that those findings are sound and where I have some points of difference in what I think South Australia needs to keep on the table in terms of what we do next. And I think some of the good parts of the discussion, some of the challenging parts of the discussion was contextualising some of these issues in terms of what the rest of the world needs and what's happening in the rest of the world. And we had some tough calls.
And that's the thing that comes up in the show. The world's watching us on this.
Right.
This is not us having yet another little issue that might pop up at a state election. The world is watching what we do. You said that we're in the top 3 of the sort of things that are important in the world of nuclear energy.
Most certainly. Yeah, there are some really important fights happening in the world right now in terms of keeping energy supplies clean and in terms of how we can get good outcomes for clean energy in the decades to come. This one that's happening here in South Australia, in terms of its flow-on ramifications, if we succeed and if we do it well, is actually really, really profound. And the fact that we're going about it in a pretty innovative, democratic way is something else the world's watching. It's not just the outcome, but the process is of a lot of interest to people.
And I think you would agree that the options are nuclear, getting some nuclear power, looking at renewables in the mix, and finding a way to tap Ugg boots.
Well, if everyone can get down to Blue Sheep.
And we might have to have Blue Sheep on the show. Interestingly, later in the show tonight, in Is It News, radioactive sheep make an appearance, don't
they do.
Everything comes round full circle.
It does.
Ben Hurd, thanks for joining us again, because you were on our show about a year ago.
It's good to be back.
Hope you can join us tonight. We've got great new music with a band, with a lead singer from Kimber. We've got wine from your friend.
My friend Simon Parker from McLaren Vale provides us with Drink of the Week, and we were very happy with it.
It's actually in fact, it was warming enough. This was just for the show.
Decorative, aren't they?
You can leave your Ugg boots on there. Join us tonight, theadelaideshow.com.au. It comes out late tonight, and you can find us at the website or in iTunes or on your favourite podcast app. Just search The Adelaide Show over there. Bye.